Have you ever had any pushback from people throughout your life when starting
Yeah.
something new? For example, maybe your businesses or in any other life stage. What do you say to the naysayers or the dream stealers that I like to call them?
I like that too.
Or any stories you can share with us where you have had pushback that you have overcame?
Oh, constantly. I think everyone has that, right? Everybody's got naysayers in their life or people that want to keep them where they are because they wonder what that means for them if that person makes a change or whatever. Going back to my short girl syndrome, I feel like people telling me no or don't do it or that won't work. I'm like the red rag to the bull. It's my fuel. Like it's like somebody says that'll be too hard or you'll never be able to do that. I'm like,
Yeah, I'll
right.
show you.
Yeah, that's right. I think your husband has a little bit of that in him as well.
Absolutely.
Although
Absolutely.
he's not short, so maybe it's not the short girl syndrome. Maybe it's just more our upbringing that we're like, no, don't tell me. Yeah. So yeah, maybe it's a family trait, and I'm not even sure that it's necessarily a good trait because that's not always a good reason to do things.
Yeah,
What I'd love to do is I'd love to share with you how I've turned the naysayers
yeah,
into my allies, right?
absolutely. I'd love to hear.
Yeah, because I think the best story would be how I turned it around to use it in my favor.
Okay.
Because sometimes also the naysayers are right. Most people fall into one of two categories: yes and people and yes but people. Okay.
Yeah.
So for example, I'm a yes and person. Yes, and we can do this, and we can do this, and let's do this, and let's try this, and do you want to give this a try?
Yeah.
Yes, but people are more like, yes, but have you thought about this? But
Mm,
is there a problem with this? But is that going to be too expensive? But should we wait a little bit on that, right?
hmm.
Now, there is no right or wrong or better or worse,
Yeah.
positive and negative traits. Yes, and people, the positive is we get things done, we take risks, we've got great ideas, we're quite intuitive. But by the same token, yes, and people can sometimes run into things without thinking them
Mm,
through. Sometimes the risks could be a little bit more calculated. Get distracted. Yes, and people, we get distracted real easy. So it might mean you have all these great ideas, but you're not putting many of them into action because then there's another thing and then there's another thing. Negative that's really easy, I think, to see is often they won't do things or they put up barriers to things and so may not ever do things that would be really good for them in their life.
okay.
But the positive is they actually analyze things and they look for issues. And so when they